What's up, everybody? I'm one of your co-hosts, James,
I'm Ed.
I'm Eamon.
and yeah, we're November's finest. I'm gonna start off with my favorite senior memory today. So, let's see. Senior year has been crazy.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
I think.
It's unforgettable.
Oh yeah. In the beginning, I feel like my favorite senior memory. I'm looking through my pictures right now, actually.
Definitely unforgettable.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Was, when we won senior scav.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh, that was so
That
fun.
was the first thing.
that was officially our first senior activity. And when that night ended, I'm like, yeah, this year is gonna be so much fucking fun. I was like, no way.
And then, Eamon, you want to add anything to that? Senior scav?
That was. We came in clutch on that one.
Virginity rocks!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just got pulled over multiple times.
Oh yeah. By
Think we were
state.
driving, buddy.
By state.
So for those of you that don't know what senior scav is, like for some reason, it's just a night that we take to like the class officers. They rearrange a bunch of like outlandish challenges, and they give you a certain amount of time. They give you from like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and you got to record each other doing the challenges and stuff. And you have teams of 4 or 5 people, and then you just, and then you rack up points based on like the challenges that you do. And we won. We took the chip.
Yeah. You get to pick a team
We went a
name,
little too hard on that one.
color. It was worth it though.
I'm never gonna forget about that day itself when me and Eamon friggin' when me and Eamon literally friggin' made an entire plan. An entire
Work.
We're giving away our secrets now. So class of 2021, if you're watching this, class of 2021, we're gonna teach you a little bit on
Listen up. Listen up.
When that was crazy. We were at work. We gave ourselves an extended break so we can work on this. We literally did whatever the fuck we wanted at work, man. I miss that.
No, I don't.
I think another one was waking up at the ass crack of dawn to go to the senior sunset.
With no sunset.
With no sunset.
Now that experience itself, the whole senior sunset thing absolutely sucked, dude. That was so boring. We're the reason why we made it fun. When we dipped, it was fun.
Well, yeah, that was the fun.
It
But
sucked.
like once we like down the beach, it was like there was no sunrise. The people there, like everybody was in their own groups.
Everybody was in their own groups. It wasn't. I wish it was more, join in. But at the same time, we just naturally go in our own groups. We can't. Really
I had fun with the group we were in, though.
Yeah, our group was pretty fun. I mean, besides the whole chatting for like 5-10 minutes at the beach before we left.
Yeah, exactly.
The funnest thing about actually going to the beach, I'd say, was getting that paycheck, buddy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We got our prize.
We got our that pay from the senior scav hunt.
Yeah. What was it? What was for each person again? It
was like 25, right?
$25. What? Wait, what do we do with that money? I
don't know.
Spent it on food.
Do you guys remember when $25 was a lot?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even saying, like, when we were in elementary school or middle school. I'm talking about, like, sophomore year. Like, even when I first got my car, like, I used to spend $40 a week. I used to grab my paycheck. I used to deposit $40 in my checkings and put the rest in the savings. And then that $40 would last me all week. Fast forward to today, I spend, like, $40 a day. Like, on rent, especially with quarantine.
No bullshit. I mean, like, now with quarantine, if I'm being real, now with quarantine, $20 is nothing, because you gotta throw that away in food and food and food and food and bills and food. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Especially when you get bored. When I get bored, I do late at night, like right before I fall asleep. I always have my laptop like right on my mattress, and then I have my wallet like right on the stand next to the bed, and I just go on Amazon and I just
No,
shop.
you know what I started to do? I saved my credit card onto my laptop and my phone, so then I'll just press
Yeah, I did that too. I don't know why I still care.
Apple Pay. So I'm like, you know what? Click face, scan my face real quick, and then I bought it. It'll be here in like a week.
No,
You know what?
I've been trying not to spend money on
I'm
nothing.
trying not to, but like,
No, I've been trying real hard.
Like on my Amazon Prime history, I have like 15 packages still waiting to arrive here.
I had to write down all the packages I'm waiting for because like I
No
didn't.
way.
What?
See, this is a thing. This is a thing. I bought these. Frick. I bought like 3 packages
Frick.
came in today that I didn't even know came in. I bought this brand new phone case that shipped. You got water filters, you got air filters, you got brushes, boxing stuff. I just buy random shit. But I ordered this one thing, and it was like an LED light thing for the shower, and that shit's pretty dope. So
Ellie, hold on.
like a disco in the shower. Bro, that's,
LED lights in the shower.
yeah, bro, that's how boring quarantine got.
That just shows your spending problems.
Like, bro, like it wasn't even cheap either. Like I bought the most expensive. I bought the most expensive one, and I'm a cheap person, so I tend to get the cheapest one. But I bought the most expensive one because it was the only one on Prime, so it was gonna come in the fastest.
I know whenever I see that Prime check next to it, I don't care what the price is. I'm just like, yep. I need that ASAP.
No,
But yeah, back to senior year.
Yeah,
Let me go
about
through
that
my
homework.
pictures again, and let me bring up some memories, and you guys could elaborate on them. Oh, the football game.
No, the first football game, that was a fun fucking day.
We
That
won that game too.
that was so underrated. Holy shit.
We won
That game was wicked underrated.
It's not just a game because we don't go to watch 4 quarters of football.
Bro, like I have school spare and stuff like that, but you know what? The teams this year, you don't go to watch the teams this year. Like we had some stars, but like, especially your senior year, like I
No,
feel
no
like
disrespect,
senior
but-
year, like once they hit their no, I'm not saying they're bad. I might have came out that way, but I didn't mean it that way. I just meant everybody once they hit their senior year, like you stop going to the games for the sake of watching the games. Like freshman year, you watch the games.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then senior year, you just go for the socialization. You know what I mean? You just go to chill with your friends. So
Yeah, no, you don't go to watch 4 quarters of football. You go to watch half a quarter and just have fun. That's literally what it was. That's literally what it was. That's literally what it was.
Oh,
What was it?
Nah, in senior year though, there's also been some downs. Like you don't know how many times my car has broken down throughout.
oh my
That
god!
was
Gas leak in the parking lot.
that was fucking horrible.
First, it started off when Ava drove the truck down a hill and the brakes. Fucking.
That was scary.
The brakes came out, and I was like,
I don't even know about that story.
nah.
So it was around the time. James, you tell. I'm unboxing this package. My shower LEDs came in.
Ooh. I'll post pictures of this too.
I want to see that shit.
So I had to get it towed and all that. It was late at night too. Eamon drove the truck, Dallas. Because who doesn't want to drive Dallas? And all of a sudden he was like, why do I gotta press the brake so hard? Like, what's happening? I'm not slowing down. And we were going on, where Fry Park is?
Mm-hmm.
You know the hill where Fry Park is?
I mean, I live like 2 minutes away from it.
Shut up. You know where the hill where Fry Park is? Like on one of the side streets?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Right where they found the body.
Yeah.
Body.
Oh, yeah.
On
Also,
that side too.
away from my house, they found a dead body.
We were going down the hill. No, we were about to go down the hill, and he's like, no. So he had to put the emergency brake up.
Yeah, that's a steep motherfucker.
That was so clutch too on my end. That was
yeah.
I was calm about it.
Somehow we made it home.
Mm-hmm.
With no brakes.
With no brakes. Through an intersection. We had to go through intersections.
Through the 4-way stop.
The worst intersection.
We were praying that there were no cars there, and there wasn't. There weren't any cars, so we didn't have to stop.
You just couldn't stop.
That was not gonna stop.
No.
You know what I mean? You could gas it up, but you can't stop. That was so risky.
Thank
I'd
God.
be terrified.
It was.
And then this guy made me drive because he didn't want to do it.
I do not trust myself. No, I do not trust myself. At the end of that hill, there's a huge barrier. I knew I was gonna crash into that. I was like, worst case scenario. I was like, oh, we're going in the park. We're going in the park.
No, in an emergency like that, I wouldn't go Myrtle Street. I'd go like Blakely or somewhere quiet. Actually, no, Blakely has a huge they have, not Blakely. I'd go like Flint or something.
That was the fun. We still had to hit. There were stop signs no matter where you went.
Yeah.
No, I know, but Myrtle's such a busy street, and then eventually you get to a street light, and you have to intersect with Boston Street, and that's just a worse place. Okay, regardless, it's fine.
We did it. We
All
did
right.
it.
I'm not a dad. Okay, you're fine. You're both alive.
I know. Lived.
No, remember the time that what's it called? We leave school, and you have your other car, which is Nelly. It's an old.
Oh no.
Car. Yeah, Nelly. We love Nelly.
Nelly.
Insert Nelly. Whatever.
Where?
But I'm not gonna forget the day we walked out of that gym and we see what the fuck, and we see that shit start leaking gas from the bottom.
Now the crazy thing is, I was waiting in my car, inside of it, with it turned on and everything.
I know, and I got there and I smelled it. I'm like, does it
I was
smell
like,
like
oh, it's
gas or
nothing.
something?
And
It's
then
a
Mike
strong
was-
ass smell. I'm like, what in the shit is that? And then all of a sudden we find out that it's leaking. Eamon gets there. Eamon's like, that's oil. Looks at it, that's oil. No, trust me, that's oil. Like that, it's gas.
we
I
found
thought,
some,
that's gotta be oil.
we found some random Dunkin' Donuts cup.
Okay, we hear about oil leaks all the time. Who the heck gets a gas leak? Come on.
Friggin' Nelly.
Nelly.
Really?
Friggin' James's car gets a fucking gas leak. And then we're trying to leave school, and we asked like so many people on like what to do. It's just, call AAA, gotta go home. Like damn.
Then I had to call 911.
No, my brother pulled up. He took you and Hanifa home because you guys
Yeah.
needed.
Thank God for Hatem.
No, yeah, I had to go.
And then
Fuck.
we stayed there and we called the cops. And I remember the fire. We called the non-emergency line, and then the fire department was like,
No, we couldn't get to the non-emergency line, remember? So I had to actually call 911.
I'm sorry, but the non-emergency line kept sending us to voicemail. And there was a public building, like on the parking lot of a public building. Like, we needed to get that situated. So we called 911. Like, we explained to them, he was like, hey, we tried reaching the non-emergency line for the fire department. We have a gas leak. AAA won't tow it until you guys give us the okay. Because AAA said to call 911.
Yeah.
No, it's an issue. It's a huge hazard. If like someone goes there and like smokes and just fucking drops a cigarette or like a fucking blunt or something, and it just
Do it, please. Do me a favor.
is horrible. I was like, nah.
And then I remember that day. Who came out? A couple of VPs came out. Like
Every VP came out.
that whole day was a mess. It was right after I totaled my car. So like the whole side, my car was still running, but it was totaled because of the car itself. And we pulled up in that car. So now we have a car with no mirrors, like the whole right passenger side of it's just
They're like, which one?
and then it just looks like crap. It looks like it can't even run. And then we have like a car with like a puddle of gas underneath. And then we have like someone else had car trouble on the other side.
And they couldn't open up.
Cars, and no one knew which one. So then we waved down the fire department. And then whatever, they were doing their thing, and then once the fire truck came, the administrator started coming out. And I remember Thompson was the first one that came out. He got right in his car and he went home.
He was also the first person to leave.
Sorry, bud, I can't help you there.
He did. He got in his car. He like pulled up like right near us. Like he kept
Rolled down the window too.
rolled down the window, kept squinting, and then he just like turned around and went home. And then the mowers came out. No, mower and the Thompsons came out. Not Thompsons.
Warren.
Warrens came out. Yeah,
Warren.
As I was on the phone with 911, so I couldn't really talk to them.
I mean, I was talking to them.
Yeah.
That
So
was
I-
an experience.
Man, that day it was just the weirdest.
Then, oh my God. I don't know why Eddie wasn't here for this one, but I think it's because me and Amy were on our way to work.
Where
And
was
I don't know. I think you drove separate that day because we were going to work
Mm.
to the Y. And this teacher cut me off in the parking lot and made a whole incident about it. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was in Dallas.
and that's Lynn for you.
The special ed department, right? Bro, she got out of the car flipping out. She was cussing us off. Well, she was cussing.
Yeah.
She was what?
You're at the, so you know how there's okay. So the way our school parking lot looks like, an insert diagram here. We were the X and she was the O. So she was like, you guys can go. Like she just gave us the okay. So then James goes with the truck to merge into the exit, right? And then she just gasses it. And then like they just like brake like right before a collision.
I thought it was a student, so obviously I flipped off her and like started cussing at her and all that.
Oh, I'd cuss no matter what.
James just
Out of scared, just out of how scared I'd be.
with his fingers, he starts giving her the bird. He's like blah blah blah. She looks pretty young. She was driving like
A teenager call.
Like a teenager, yeah.
a teenage car. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So then she comes out of the car and then she like flashes her teacher ID and then she takes pictures of us and I'm like, I'm either gonna pose for the photo or put my head down.
So what did you do?
You know, I was like, I didn't even have my college interviews yet. I'm not trying to have this bite me in the
We were
ass.
both like,
So I was like, I just want like this. I was like, James, just cover your face. Let her take a picture. We'll deal with it. There's cameras. So she literally got out of the car too. Like we stayed in the car. That would have been a mess. And then all the students behind her. There was a long ass line of students. Everybody was
like as soon as school got out, so everybody was there.
and then all the students like in like the front, like the first three cars like behind us, like they saw the whole thing go down. So like they were just having the time of their life. They were cracking up, they were gassing it. They kept like just like, you know, living life. And then like meanwhile she was flipping her shit outside and recording us. That was insane.
No,
It wasn't her first time doing that.
Really?
no, definitely someone with that road rage, especially like as a teacher.
I know.
Like I wouldn't have imagined that. But there's a lot more moments. Their senior year has definitely been a crazy year. Y'all remember that friggin' Hispanic Heritage Assembly?
Oh.
Y'all remember?
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember that crap fest? And let me tell you, I was in that crap fest, and it was, man. I'm saying it was a crap fest not because the show was bad, but it didn't plan out correctly. So, all right, I'm just gonna say something. So I was a part of the assembly as the master of ceremony, and it was, you know, it was a decently planned ceremony, and we had 2 speakers, we had a video, we had dancing, you know, we had a couple things. You know, we get to kill class, and we get to teach kids about Hispanic heritage. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we do that whenever, you know, there's African American heritage and there's, you know, the autism assembly in April and all that. So, you know what I mean? We were like, all right, word. And it was a half day that day. It's a late entry. So all the kids are going in at like 12. And I have to be there at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
8:30, 9 o'clock. So I get there 8:30, 9 o'clock, and not many people were there. So I'm like, okay, why am I here so early? So we rehearse, we talk, and we do all that. We go over our lines and stuff, and all this and all that. And the head of the Spanish department, she like underestimated how long it would actually take because it was supposed to, you know, it wasn't given the amount of time it should have. So literally, what were you gonna say?
In her defense, everybody was being difficult for no reason, so you can't really blame her. Like it shouldn't have taken as long as it did.
No, that's another thing. that's another thing because I introduced a speaker, right? Like I don't even remember his name. I'm being honest with you. And his speech, instead of being 7 minutes, I swear to God, it was like 70.
It was like 29 minutes.
It was so, bro, it was bad. And then there was another speaker, and she took pretty long. And then by the time the dance crew had to get in, it was 2:30. So all you see before the dance could even, like, the dance crew could come out and do their thing, it's a sea of fucking kids trying to get out of the auditorium.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramos, for such a performance. Thank you, Mrs. Ramos, for such a wonderful performance.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Wait, should we do it? Should we do it? Should we do it? Should I say it? No? No. No, it's okay.
Oh yeah.
And make their way out. Like, keep in mind, these kids couldn't stay for like 5 more minutes. Like, no, they had to fucking run out.
It was that 2:30 hit.
And I mean, yeah, but it's a late entry day. You've only been in the building for 2.5 hours.
At that point, don't even.
You can't stay for 5 more minutes. So I'm here thinking, I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, what is it that I do now? So, like, the dance crew ends up coming out, and then there's like a couple girls in the front. They're like, oh, we want to see them. We want to see them. I'm like, okay, bet. Then they come out, they do their thing, bro. It was literally a train wreck. And I remember you two tried sneaking backstage right before the show. Y'all two pull up in the door that takes you backstage. And then the head of the Spanish department in like 20 seconds was like, nah, get out.
She was not having it.
Yeah, she was like not gonna happen. You know what? I will say, Miss Lyle, her authority is so insane.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was any other teacher and they're like, get out, I'd be like, come on, please. With Miss Lyle, like, you gotta.
Went out like right
Yep.
away.
Like, I'm leaving.
Her authority is so insane that once she says out, you don't even question it. You just gotta leave.
No, definitely. And
Teacher that I don't question. Like, you know me, like, I'm annoying. I'll be like, come on, why not? I'll be quiet.
oh no, me too.
And then eventually they'll be like, yeah.
Same thing. But what was I gonna say? Oh, and the worst, literally the worst moment. So there was a girl in our class who stirred some controversy. She stirred. I'm not gonna get into it. There's a lot of you that are watching probably already know what happened. There was a girl who stirred some controversy like the day before about the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's like right there.
It was about the Pledge of Allegiance, so you could already imagine what I'm probably referring to. And guess who had to go on the stage and say, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Me.
No one wants to stand, right? Because
Stand while we salute the flag.
Bro, keep in mind the superintendent's there. Like
Yeah.
people, like
Dog.
respectable figures are there. You know, like,
week was a mess.
huh?
Okay, so that whole week we had no school Monday because it was like a holiday.
Columbus Day.
The whole week was train.
It was Tuesday. Tuesday was assembly, right?
No, it was the Wednesday and it was a late entry.
So what happened on the Tuesday the post got leaked. So
yeah, the post, about the Pledge of Allegiance.
about what was that post?
It was bad. That shit was bad. All right, keep going.
Whole day, everybody just had something to say about it. Everybody threatened to just
social media was going up. Like,
No, yeah, there was so much rage. It was
Will say,
unbelievable.
I will say, it was a
unbelievable.
the post itself, what was said was absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's insane. But the extent that some people took it to was all right. You know what I mean? Like, she messed up. Like, it's fucked up what she wrote. Like, absolutely no doubt fucked up. But then you had people plotting to ruin her life. You had people plotting to send it to her admissions counselors from the colleges that she
That's around the same time that we were starting to apply to colleges too.
if if you go out of your way to ruin the rest of somebody's life over some dumb stuff that they said, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it was horrible, but you know what I mean? Let's be honest. We all said horrible stuff in our friend groups. It's just that we didn't post it. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking to like just like how I make Arab jokes because I'm Arab, and like you make like Hispanic jokes and stuff like that. You know, I'm sure, like, I guess that's what their friend group does and stuff like that. You know, just it's not acceptable, but at the same time, you're gonna ruin the rest of her life. Like, she's just about to start her life, and you're gonna try to ruin that. That's just absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, no, and it definitely. No, I actually agree with you. I actually agree with you definitely. But the thing is, like, people kind of forgot about it like the following week.
Oh yeah.
But there's other people that still hold grudges.
There are still people that talk about it to this day.
No, but anyways, like, yeah, it was fucking horrible. Like, in the moment, like the whole fucking school
You had
jump on her back.
you had like every single girl
Every, yeah.
threatening to fight her. Every single girl that just didn't care was threatening to just fight her, like on their stories and stuff like that. And
no, yeah, definitely, it was a horrible situation, and that is what made the moment in the assembly so much. Like,
it just happened too.
It happened like the day of the assembly, and it's so ironic because it's the Hispanic Heritage Assembly, and I'm up there saying, and everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I had to put on a serious ass face, just because in the front row I see the principal, I see like my like I see like mad people there, like in the front row. I'm like, all right, now please stand to salute the flag, and then I hear everyone saying, bah, no. And then one girl's like, yo, where's she at? Like, I'm just like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, it was a moment, like, I had to, like, hold my laugh. I had to hold my fucking laugh for that, bro, because it was, like, the way the audience reacted to that, holy shit, it was bad. And I'm just like, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the,
I know. There's nothing you can do.
That's okay. So that whole freaking school week was a mess. We had Hispanic Threat Tuesdays. That's what people were calling it. And then we had Shit Show Wednesdays because of that assembly. That's what someone else called it. I know the kid that called. I'm just not gonna throw them under the bus. Like, this kid, he had me crying, and this was on the
part of it turned out to be a shit show, simply for there not being enough time.
He was like, bro, I remember on the Friday of that week, this kid was like, this whole week has been a mess. We had Hispanic Threat Tuesday, and then Shit Show Wednesday, and then
Power Outage Thursday. Hey, we need to get into that one.
What was Thursday and what was Friday? One of them was a flood, right?
Yeah,
it was a power outage.
No, it was a flood that caused the powder out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
fucking
in school, and they told us to leave. Nobody wanted to go there.
Yeah, we left.
Friday, school got canceled because power still wasn't out. Then I also think the week before that is when the what happened? We had to evacuate the building.
Or the gas leak or something like that.
Yeah, there was a gas leak, and they made us go back.
What happened to me, Eddie?
Ridiculous.
You know what happened to me, Eddie?
What happened to you that day?
Remember what happened to me? So for those of you guys who don't know, there's a certain type of grass that just completely messes with my allergies. It makes my whole body break out into hives. And if I don't take my allergy pills, and I go on that grass, my whole body breaks out into hives. Thankfully, it's not like life-threatening where my throat starts to close up. That's not the case. My whole body turns red and it breaks out into hives. It was it was during the season where we weren't really going out and stepping on grass. So during that part of the season, I don't bother taking my allergy medicine because my allergies aren't acting up, stuff like that. I wasn't expecting on going on grass. So we have that whole gas leak, right? We have to get on top of the grass. And then it's like the long prickly grass. That's the type of grass that just causes it. So, I step on it, like all these teachers are like, get on the grass, get on the grass. I step on it, and then I realize that it's starting to make my leg itch. So then, I just kind of immediately step out. So I step on top of the concrete, which is the road. So it's the grass, the lip of the sidewalk, and then the concrete. Right.
How tight you were that day. Holy shit. All right, keep going. My bad.
It was so tight. I was ready to just
Throw fucking hands.
I was ready to just, and I don't get angry, so I don't start screaming, but I was ready to just,
You were
like, if I wanted to at that point, I could have gotten that staff member fired. Like that's how bad it was.
I remember standing right next to you when
Literally, it was like, and and then as soon as I started walking in, James, you didn't miss it, but by the time I got back to class, my whole body was red and swollen.
you had to go to the nurse, right?
So this teacher was like, "Hey, you have to step on the grass," and I was like, "Hey, I understand that, but I have allergies. I didn't take my allergy medicine. I'm gonna break out into hives." And then she's like, "No, step on the grass." And it was a type of long grass, and the grass was like hitting my legs because I was wearing low top shoes. I wear the short socks, and when it touches my leg, it just makes me like go crazy, right? So it's touching my leg. So then I had to step on the road, and then she just kept yelling at me. I was like, "I have allergies." She was like, "Oh, you're making it up, blah, 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 blah." So then at that point, I literally tell her, I'm like, "I'm really not making it up." And then at that point when she just kept making it so hot, she was like, step on the grass right now, or you're gonna get in big trouble, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't even know the staff member.
Yeah, right there, you get the VPs and be like, yo.
I forget who.
That's the thing. It was a point where I didn't want to, like, I don't want to be that guy that just calls the VP like, "Oh, Mr.
No, yeah. I'm saying if she were to call the VPs to you.
Oh, no, she would have called VPs. I would have forced it. You know what I mean?
Well, you wouldn't have forced it. What you do is you formulate an argument, and then you force it.
By force it, I mean with my argument. Like I don't. For those who know me, like when I get mad and then I get in argumentative mode, like I will verbally make you look like a massive idiot. Like that's just like sometimes it's like my strongest suit. Like, but yeah. So then I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You're giving me such a hard time. That's it. You know what? Screw it. I just step on the grass, right? And I'm just standing there, and then my legs start turning red, right? And then she sees it, and I'm like, "See?" And she's like, step off the grass, whatever. I'm like, whatever. I step off the grass. Like 2 minutes later, we go back to class, right? I'm sitting in calc class, and I'm thinking, all right, that's it. The hives are gonna go down, right? Let me just relax. The hives do not go down. In fact, they go up. And then that's when my arms turn red.
You showed me, and bro. What made it funny is you walk into calc class, and I didn't know what to think because you didn't tell me about that story. I literally found out the way everyone in that class found out. You're just like this. You're just like, "Miss Gilly," and then you freaking go. You're like, "Miss Gilly," and then Miss Gilly is like just trying to try to get started because Miss Gilly makes every minute count. You're just like, "Miss Gilly, this teacher, she made me
not you either." And then the
talk for 10 whole minutes of the class.
The school refused. The nurse was like, "Oh, we can't give you allergy medicine. We don't have it."
Of course they don't.
We don't have it, and even if we did, we can't administer it because you need tests and stuff like that. So then I ran to my car. I grabbed luckily I always have a pill bottle in my car. I grab it, I take a couple of pills, and then I just straight up go back to Miss Gilly's class. And then, after like 10 minutes, it just soothes, and then I just flip my shit, and I'm like, "Yo, Miss Gilly, like this teacher is like," and I said some mean stuff. I was like, "They're so stupid." Like they kept like insisting, and I kept telling them not. They pretty much were threatening me to get me in trouble. And then like the whole time, my whole body was red and swollen. And then Rhea came in clutch. Rhea has like this
It was like a lotion or something, right?
Like this lotion, I'm being honest with you, like I don't know if any of you guys get hives, but when I get hives and when you get full body hives, it just drives you insane because your whole body just starts to boil, like your blood feels like it's boiling. You like your
Yeah, I've never gotten hives before, but like,
it just
No, I've heard what they feel like.
and like the fact that I told this lady, like you don't understand, like if you were there, like I was like talking so nice, I was like, I understand, I'm so sorry, but I have to step on it. Like I can't really step on the allergies. And she was just being very rude. You know what I mean? And there's certain words that I use in the situation. I'm just not gonna use those words because we agreed not to use those words. But it was just insane.
we just naturally don't use words like that.
I know. So I break out into hives and like it's driving me insane because this was so easily avoidable. I'm like my whole body's itchy. You know what I mean? The legs, like I scratched my legs so much that I just pretty much like couldn't feel them anymore. And like my torso was itchy. So then I hate it when my torso gets itchy because then like I just don't like it. You know what I mean? So then Ray gives me the cream and I put it on my arms and legs and then like I put a little bit like on my chest because then my chest was itchy like that. And that calmed me down. But if it wasn't for that, I was literally considering like storming into Dunn's office and flipping my shit. Like I was like, yo, like, you know, get it, like that's horrible. Out of like it's common sense. If I tell you I'm allergic to something, you don't test it. You know, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember at first, like Miss Gilly was just trying to calm me down, like, cause like you were saying certain things, not offensive things, but you were saying things that maybe shouldn't have been said, and then Miss Gilly was like, hey man, don't say that, and then and not just that, no, and then later, after your rant, Gilly goes on a rant like, no, if a student says that they're allergic, then they're allergic. You take that seriously. Like she was more upset than you.
Oh, because I believe I don't.
Mother, I love it. Well, she is the mother.
She's an overprotective mother, and you know what I mean. Like if that was her kid, you know, I'd be outraged. You know, I'm being honest with you. Like if the way it happened to me, like it wouldn't really piss me off. Like it pissed me off in the moment, but like I was pretty much calm with the person. Like I didn't escalate it. I only like ranted to Miss Gilly in the class and stuff like that. But like if it was my kid that happened to my kid, I'd be a whole lot angrier than if it happened to myself.
Hell no.
But then Miss Gilly goes on the rant too. That was pretty fun.
Wow.
Like I like if someone says they're allergic to something, what are you gonna do? Like test it out?
Like, oh, I'm allergic to peanut butter. I don't believe you. Eat this.
This crustable.
Yeah, facts. Like, nah, that's not something you test out.
It's not. But quite frankly, that's only one of the few like moments that made senior year, the 6-month senior year that we had.
We also had Spirit Week. Spirit Week.
Spirit Week.
That's another episode. That's a whole episode.
That is. I'm just going through like in order of my pictures right now.
I'm thinking you should add a collage at the end of this video, just like Spirit Week and like Pep Rally, and Pep Rally was fucking fun, and so was the Thanksgiving game. Oh my god, that was fucking awesome. So basically, senior year, it was insane.
That was only a little bit.
Well, that's the first half. This should be a 2-part episode. We should totally talk about Spirit Week. But that being said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Definitely.
Peace.